Usually right. There you go. Oh, right first. Big one goes in that. There you go. Are you serious? There we go. Alrighty, folks. This is Ed here. Sorry if I'm overly bright. Got my old work shirt on from yesterday. It's a rather poopy day out. I'm not sure if you guys can see it or not. There we go, out the window there. It's rainy, rainy, rainy. So, anyways, just thought I'd come on and show you some little projects of mine. And I'm not sure, I might do a little series on it, but we went to the dollar store today. Just got a bunch of random junk that we needed. So we got some light bulbs. As you can see, here's my cat Boots, and she knocked over my lamp, so that killed the only light that I had. I'm not sure how good that light is. It's has some electrical issues, but all right. So anyways, back to my original video here. I wanted to show you guys the haul I got. So we went to the dollar store. Ours is a Dollar Tree, and first thing I picked up is this awesome little Tupperware type box. Snap this off here. These two wings here snap off, and the top comes off. And it's waterproof, apparently. I didn't even know it's waterproof. But this is going to be an awesome little project box. Now, mind you, because this is the dollar store, everything is $1 here. So, let me just take a minute, set this up, and then we'll go from here. Alright, so here we are. This is my computer station. I need to work on this some more. And bought some of this at the dollar store. This was a few cents more than the Walmart paper, but it should get the work done. I'm going to use this as my green screen background. So, but for right now, it'll be good as a too close. Right now, it'll be good as a just general background. So again, we have these sunbeam light bulbs that are apparently not made correctly. Let's see if both boxes are like that. So here's the bulb. Look at it. They didn't even stamp the brand on them. No, this one does have a little bit of solder right there, so that one was made correctly. So they must have just had a batch of them that was bad and sold the whole thing off. That's the one thing with the Dollar Tree, is everything is $1, but it's cheap for a reason. Either nobody could buy it, or a bunch of people didn't buy it, so it's just sitting around on a shelf, or it's mismanufactured, so they just sell it off cheap and whatnot. But here's another one of the items here. It's a probably say this here. It's a solar table lamp. And it's just this cheap little light here. This top comes off, a little shade there, and I'll just leave the top off so you can see this. And as you can see, here's like a little 1" by 1" solar panel, little on-off switch. This thing just simply comes off. Get rid of the base. You got 3 LED lights, and then in here is I believe it's a nickel cadmium battery that I saw. Trying to look to the side here. Yeah, nickel cadmium. So it's a AAA battery, and that's rechargeable. And so you just set this up on your desk. The sun charges it up, and then you just flip the switch on. And then, as you can see, I'm not sure if you can see it well or not, but yeah, you can see. So it's on. Let's see if we can turn it off. Try and reflect the light with my hand here. See, they're off. Now it's on. Off, on. So they're sort of bright. It does the trick. But the lights are not what I'm interested in. What I'm going to do is convert a few of these over into a cheap cell phone charger. So let me grab the other parts and I'll show you what that is. Okay, and I'm back. So I got the other main component here. And before I show you that, let me go into my backpack here. And what inspired this project is a little while ago I was in Walmart and I picked up this guy. I purposely got the neon pink one because I'm a truck driver, and guys do not want to be caught dead with a pink thing. You know, something pink and feminine, so it's less likely to be stolen. That's my logic anyways. But this is the Pocket Juice. It holds, let's see here, 1500 milliamps, so it's got either one or two good-sized little batteries in there. This is, I believe, lithium-ion. Could be wrong. Doesn't say. The original package said. But, hey, you plug it in to this side here, and that'll charge it up. This also has a built-in flashlight. Double-click it. A little light comes on. And then it's got a little graph here to show you how much power there is. As you can see, it's fully charged. Automatically turns off. Boots, get down. Sorry about that. My cat is attacking me. Come on, Boots. Okay. So as you can see, it's got the lights to charge up, and on this side, you plug in your phone. So this right here runs about $10, and I figured, you know, I'll buy this just in case, because there's some trips that I go on that take a while, and they don't. Some of the trucks that we have don't have the newer radios with the USB plug, and sometimes I forget my charger or it breaks, whatever. So what I did was inspired, I bought that as a backup. And I was thinking to myself, I could probably build one that doesn't require me plugging it in at all. So what I did is I went out and I bought those lights that you saw, you know, these little guys here. I got 4 of them. So I figured 4 of them would be a good amount of power. And we also bought this at the Dollar Tree. I took the wrapping off of it. It's just a little cardboard sleeve. But what it does is it opens up and you put 2 AA batteries in it. Double, triple, 2 AA batteries. And what you do is once you put those into it, it trickle charges your phone, converts the power into USB. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this, hack it up, get rid of the LEDs, and there's a sensor on here where even when you turn it on, if there's light, where you can see reflecting off my hand going in there, if it detects light, it won't even turn these on. But if it detects darkness, it'll turn it on. So I'm going to have to bypass that so it's always working. I'm going to take those and take the 4 batteries, because I got 4 of them, and then I'm going to hardwire them into here. So I got 2 batteries and then 2 more in parallel to it. So I got the correct voltage going to it, double the amperage, so that way I could possibly do a fast charger. I'm not sure what this thing has for circuitry in it. It's only $1. I can probably very little circuitry. But on the bright side, I have 4 of these solar panels now, and I can have each one charging one of the cells. So it's going to be load balancing on its own, and it should work. And as you saw, where did I put that? Yep. As you saw, I got this guy here. Again, only $1. So what I'll do, I'll take these guys, and I'll take the insides out of here, mount it all in here. I'll probably cut this top out. Might be a little too narrow for perfectly inside. I'll take my Dremel and we'll make it work. And then just mount 4 of these guys in here like this. Put all the electronics right there. Have them sticking in here. Maybe I'll build it upside down. Could do that, but then water would get in there if there is any kind of spillage, the window leaks or something. I'll put all the guts in there. And I'll hack this up because all we need is technically this piece right here. So I'll wire in the power. And then and we'll find a way to hot glue it into there, so I'll have my little power out. And so whenever I need power, I can just throw this into the dash of the truck or whatever car I'm in. It'll be charging all day long by the sun, and by the time I need power, it's fully charged and good to go. So that's the breakdown of my planned project. So I guess let's get into it. So I got a little bit of extra stuff all tossed in here. So here's our project box. Got our handy dandy voltmeter. This one I picked up when I worked for Radio Shack many years ago. It's used to be a display model. It's Radio Shack 22-803. I'm pretty sure it's discontinued, but nothing fancy. I mean, it does AC, DC, diode testing, resistor, ohm, and milliamp measurement. Probably actually be using milliamps because we're doing a very small voltage, computer level. Okay, let's get these all detangled. Alright, so that's good enough. You got handy dandy knife, some spare wire if needed for the project. I wanted to say this is 22 gauge. It's been a long time since I've bought this wire. Oh, darn it. Alright, so I'll put it to the side for now. I found this while I was looking for stuff. If I need to, I can harvest this for additional parts. I want to say I got this at the dollar store as well a long time ago. But one thing I found was very interesting. See if I can get this to focus. You can see the top port is a 1 amp and the bottom port's a half amp. Now the half amp, or 500 milliamps, is the typical voltage that you get in a computer, and that's what's recommended for chargers, because most batteries, if you go with 1 amp, it charges faster but actually kills the lifespan of the battery. Sorry if you hear any extra additional sounds. My cat wants to play for some reason, so she can be quite annoying. And also, I'm doing laundry at the same time. But for tools, I got my knife. I got an old pocket knockoff Swiss Army knife. I'm not sure if I'll use it or not, and I was going to use the screwdriver portion of it. But it's a little weirdly shaped. I got my standard screwdriver for my old computers, and a pair of needle nose pliers. So since we're doing small work, I figured that'd be perfect. I got a couple additional lights set up. I'm not sure how well they're going to help. Let me see if I can actually move this one a little closer. That is right at the very end of it. I don't trust that at all. Slide my Atari over here. Alright, so I'm going to move this down a little bit. I'm not sure when to set this on, but I'll set this up and we'll start working. Okay, so I just got this by hand for now. One tool I forgot to mention is this here. I'm not so sure what kit this came out of, but it's an old jeweler's kit. I like the way the plastic is. The grip is very well. And the tip is nice and small. It's a Phillips. Can't quite focus on it, but it's a Phillips, little cross-shaped one. Alright, so I guess we'll start with disassembling these guys. So alright, and I'm going to try to do this so you guys can see it. So just move these little tiny screws. Oh, this is a perfect size for this. I'm going to save as many parts as I can. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Oh, these are not connected like I thought they were. Okay, as you can see, we got all the wires going in here. There's the AAA battery. It looks like it's in its own little special holder. So first, let's see if we can just pop this battery out. Let's see, and it is marked. Good, I was worried about that. I'm not sure if you guys can see it or not. Let's see, right here is a little tiny positive, and right there is the negative symbol. You can see the negative there. So let's just pop it out, I guess. Ooh, easy, easy. Now, just for reference, the negative's going to the blue side. All right. I should write that down somewhere. Well, I'll get it on video, so I'll just reference it later. All right. This here is the. Or let me carefully take out this guy. Okay, so as you can see, I took out the battery and the two clips that little clip here that connects to the battery, and we have one little tiny screw in the center holding the circuitry down. Yeah, there we go. All right, so carefully take that out. And that's all there is to it. So I'm going to get rid of that plastic. There's our 3 big screws and 1 small screw. Now let's just take this step by step here. So this is, like I said, NiCd, that's nickel cadmium. It's a AAA battery, 200 milliamps, 1.2 volts, which is typical. A rechargeable battery actually has a little bit less voltage than a regular battery. A regular battery, I think I have let's see. The regular battery, which I don't happen to have right now, is usually 1.3, I believe. It's usually like 1.5 volts. But I know these are a few points less. Here we are. So here's the Duracell Pro Cell. Dead spider. Here's a Duracell Pro Cell. These are the AAAs, and as you can see, it's 1.5 volts. So these are 0.3 volts less. It should still work. We can just try plugging it in and testing it out, but we'll just go with it. Alright. So now that leaves us with this guy. Got a little bit of foam there. Let's see what this is. If we peel this off. Okay, so that's just protecting the contacts. There's no additional components underneath that side. So what you got are your inputs here. Ooh, it's nicely labeled too. This part number is CH11311. You got your 3 mounts for your LEDs, light emitting diodes. You got this resistor, which is the green one there. And I'm going to say the color bands, so that way we can figure out exactly how much resistance there is. It's silver, brown, green, brown. Now I know the silver is how much tolerance it is. So there's like a gold, there's silver, and there's a couple other ones. One's like within a 5% tolerance, one's within 10%. And then the brown, green, and brown are the multipliers for the resistance. Now I could pull up a chart and figure all that out, or use my multimeter here and go switch it over to, let's see, test these out together. When you do put it on a unit such as this, it'll actually give you the correct resistance. So let's see. Positive there, negative there. Whoops. I am getting 1.1. Let's see, should actually stick. Looks like it's a 1 kilo ohm resistor. Perfect. Turn that off, save some power. So that is good to know. Now, one thing I do know that's on here is this actually detects if it's day or night out. And I showed you that earlier when my palm was over it, no light was getting in, and it was allowing them to turn on, and then when there is light, it turns it off. So you should be able to test it out now. Battery. I forgot which is which. Red is positive, and looks like blue is negative. negative. There we go. Right now, it thinks there's no light on it. I'll actually hold these here. What I need to do is get some magnets. Renoa Hart, or however you pronounce it, super genius there. He has these little flat bar magnets that he plugs on. And it's a great idea. I definitely need to pick some up. See? There you go. And then, as soon as this gets light on it, it turns off. So somehow there's a threshold there. So I need to figure out exactly what that is. So let's take some time to figure that out. So let's look at the wiring here. So these two obviously go to the battery. And then we have these two coming directly from the cell over to here. So we got the negative. I'm going to have to take the sticky side off here so we can follow the traces. Alright. So here are the inputs. We got these two here in the middle. Those are the two negatives. And they go over here to these three nubs, which are the combined negative for all the lights. That makes sense. And it goes over here to this middle pin. Okay. So now we know the negative, all the power goes through back into that. Alright, and the positive from the cell comes over to this corner here into this guy. Now this should be a transistor. So you got one, or in this case, multiple gates in and controlled by one switch. So you get power in here from the cell. And then that would either charge the battery, which would go back out to this positive here, this red switch, which is either disconnected. You can see that there's three states here. So the power comes through here. Interesting. So if these two are connected to the battery, the power has to go through this switch. So I'm not exactly sure how it charges it. So it must charge it strictly through the negative, because I thought you had to have the solar cell connected directly to the positive and negative of the battery in order to complete a cycle. But it looks like when you have this off, it disconnects this line from the battery, because it switches, these types of switches, you got the center one is always connected. So when the switch is on, it shorts out these two. So the power comes in here and then goes out this one to the battery. When you switch it off, it comes in here and doesn't go anywhere because nothing's connected to this guy. So that's very interesting. So the only thing connected to it when it's charging is this negative lead. So I'm not exactly sure how that actually makes sense and charges. Looks like we're going to have to do some research. Let's see, battery must be recycled, do not dispose of in fire, keep away from children. Xingzhang City Hong Wang Power Company. That just sounds fake as hell, but it says made in China. So, alright. I'm going to have to take a look at this circuit, because I mean, it's very simple. You got one resistor, you got this one guy here doing all the work, and he's sort of the driver for the power and everything. Let's see, well, when it's on, the power is coming into here, that's the positive. Power is coming into this. It's going through the resistor and powering all the switches. And as well as going over to that. So the power does all that, switches over to there. That guy also connects to the negative. So this guy right here must be the sensor. So I'm going to have to look up the part number of that guy and find out exactly what he does. because there's obviously a voltage thing. If it detects voltage coming from this that's more than the battery, it'll make sure these turn off. But what I'm still confused about is exactly how does this charge if only the negative is connected? That to me does not make any sense. So let me just grab my other ones and take those apart. Alright, so here we are. Got these guys all set up. And let's see. In theory, should be able to just bypass the switches. So I'll never need the bat. See, that's what I don't understand. How are the batteries working if they aren't connected? Well, you know what? Just for the heck of it. Oops, I left it on. Let's check the voltages here of my batteries. Set each of these little solar units aside. Alright, so we got positive and negative. We got 6 milliamps? No, 1.25. It says milliamps. Oh, I'm checking amperage, that's why. Try this again. Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking volts, but yes, milliamps and volt, two completely different things. Okay, try this again. So for volts, 1.2 volts. That's fully charged. 1.25, perfect. It's wrong like that, okay. 1.24, which is good enough for me. So I left these in the sun all day yesterday. It was pretty sunny out. 1.25, perfect. So there we go. Let's put this aside. All right. So I guess what we can do now is take apart this guy, and I'll just look up the information later on how those units work. Let's see here. This just snaps together. Gotta love these dollar store projects because everything just snaps together. I'm gonna use my blade here, try to wedge it in. Worst case scenario, I break it and only spend $1 to get another one. So for those of you that are keeping a running total, we got the lights that are $1 a piece. So that's $4. And then we have $1 for this charger. Emergency charger. Oh, perfect. Trying to. Oh, looks like they use a little bit of super glue in the back to keep it together. That's okay. I was hoping to use the case later to help hold it in, but the shape of this, as long as I cut a hole big enough for this to go through, it'll hit on the circuit board. It's I don't like what all this. What is this? Glue or something? Looks like there's some additional holes for more components. Maybe they had a switch to go 3 volts and 5 volt riser. Interesting. Well, I see what it's doing. Because these are normally 1.5 volts. So there's 3 volts, and this takes the 3 volts and converts it into 5 volts. And normally, let me get my regular batteries. Let's see here. So regular AAA batteries. Let's see if it says on the battery. And these are professional alkaline batteries. Before March 2017. It says PC. You know what? Let me put this back in the milliamp setting. Just see if I can actually measure how many milliamps are in it. Now this is saying 1.3 milliamps. So let's compare that to these rechargeable ones, which have 0.3 volts less. Alright, it's not right. It's saying I got 0 milliamps. It's not right. There we go. Still saying 0. Well, that's just working. That's interesting. It's got some damage to it. Alright, let's try this. These are saying that there's 0 milliamps in it. That's very interesting. Yeah, the regular battery. Oh, that's also saying 0. Okay. So I'm not quite sure where that came from. Alright, so this here came out of the charger. So you can see it's, see if I can focus here. There we go. So you can see it's the 3.5 rise 5 volt. That means it takes the 3.5 volts that it gets from these contacts and puts into 5 volts that the USB will need. So I guess for right now we'll just pause it and I'll figure out some more about our circuits here and how they work. And this here, as you can see, let's try this again. This here, as you can see, is just strictly the solar cell. There's no other. I thought there might have been like a light detector, but strictly the solar cell, and that's wired directly into this unit here with the LEDs. There's the 1K resistor, and then it has this guy on it, the 4 leads coming off of it. And that one unit there is in charge of somehow charging the battery as well as determining if it's light or not. So let's pause this and we'll come back when we figure out what's going on. Alright, there we go. Ed here again. Sorry about that, I had to clean the lens. So I did a quick research. I was able to see the tiny minuscule part number, and as anyone could have guessed, it's an LED driver. That's what it is. So I got this spec sheet up. It's not the exact one. I searched for the part number and this different one came up, but it's a similar part number. I think down at the bottom it says it's compatible with it, but it has the same information. Okay, the last digits are the exact same model number. So I'll just switch this around, see if we can see this here. So this is, since it's a 4-pin Joule Thief chip, can monitor one or multiple battery charging and discharging with automatic LED turn on when dark, which is what it does. Simple circuit runs with just one small coil, which I believe the coil has to be built in, because I don't see a coil on any of these circuits. LED and battery. Solar panel charging is optional, which these have. Or you can use a photocell to monitor light, and can be used for backup lighting for power failure circuits with battery power doubled up to 5 volts. So if I wanted to, I can just cut out half of the circuits and just have it working on each, double up the batteries, because they'll be just under 5 volts. It'd actually be 2.4 volts. So in theory, let's see, that would be, yeah, I could actually hook them all up in one gigantic series, because that'd be 4.8 volts total. So let's see, pin 1 switches, oh, just read that one. Where are we here? Solar panels monitored, okay. Can be used, yeah, pin 1 switches chip on when low and off when over 3 volts. Can be used with the digital logic circuitry up to 5 volts. The solar panel is monitored on this pin, and panel voltage charges battery through a Schottky diode built into the driver chip. So that's how it does it. So I'll have to research exactly how that works. CDS photocell or phototransistor to pin 1 and positive battery can enable driver with room brightness. Very sensitive voltage on this pin. Very sensitive. Voltage on this pin will keep it off and can be used to charge your battery pack. To charge the battery power. Charging voltage will light LEDs if battery is removed or completely dead. No connection to this pin pulls low to always operate the LEDs. Alright, so pin 2 is positive battery. When the battery drops below 0.9 volts, the driver shuts down to preserve battery life. And it's specifically made for nickel metal hydride or nickel cadmium, so that's good. Pin 3 is common ground and -2 battery and LED cathode, which is correct from what I've seen. Pin 4, the LED driver output to double voltage using one coil to pin and battery plus. Coil can determine current available to multiple LEDs. Chip can be used as a battery eliminator for 2 and 4 battery LED lighting configurations up to 90 milliamps. Circuits can be made easily with strip board or without any PC board at all using the chip and coil. So that's kind of interesting. So that little guy there, as you can see, we got the pin out now, exactly what each one does. And so with that in mind, I could take those, I'm going to desolder the lights because I don't need those anymore. I'll save those for another project. And let's see, since it's that driver there specifically made for nickel cadmium batteries, I'll use that to monitor as a automatic charger for it. So that way I won't need to, oh, they're way too close. So that way I won't need to do much else. Because I know you want to trickle charge your batteries and whatnot. and you don't want to overcharge them. So it's kind of interesting. I'll have to do some more research onto the theory of it, and then from there we will work on getting a prototype going. So I guess for tonight that is it, and we'll continue this in the morning. If you're interested in my shirt, it's my work shirt. It's one of those neon safety. Of course, it's a real mess right now, kids and all. But one of the safety neon bright day glow colors. It's free from work. What can I say? All right, well, that's it. So we'll catch you guys later.